Hello, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Hopefully, you enjoyed part one and part two of our, day in our life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Allison,
And I'm Christina.
and we are
Cafecito
Cafecito
and
and
Tecito.
Tecito. So, clearly, our topic for today is when do we think enough is enough, or our opinion on when is enough enough.
Yeah.
I think enough is enough in so many different ways through friends, through marriage, through partners, or even I guess sneaky links could be part of it too, right?
Even like parents and like
Oh,
siblings. Yes.
yes.
There's
I didn't think about siblings because you don't have to get along with all your siblings and they could do so much crazy. I didn't even think about that.
Mhm.
Family, cousins, aunts, uncles. Oh my God.
I feel like it's endless. It's a one of those topics that doesn't have like an ending to it.
Yeah. But do you still talk to the person? Like with my ex best friend or whatever. There was a lot of stuff I didn't like that I probably should have said enough is enough or I'm done, but I never did. And I just kept on letting it go. So I never had the opportunity to do my enough. It was more bad situation. We're not talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm. It was so many. Have you had any of those?
I think I have a hard time cutting people off. I think until it gets really disrespectful and ugly, it's when, you know, like back to the whole thing like you saying like getting skipped when saying hi. Like I've been in that scenario where, it's maybe like a group of 10 of us and like I feel like any relationship that you go into, like, well, me personally, right? I have a daughter. So it's like if you have problems with me, I feel like your problems should be with me. They shouldn't be directed towards my child, towards my daughter. So we were at a family thing and I don't know why certain people don't like me. And everybody says hi, and me and my 5-year-old get skipped.
No.
And she's little, and I'm just like looking
Oh my God.
like I'm not wanting here, like I'm not wanted here. Like, why would I be somewhere where they don't want me there? Like, and after that, like that was my enough. I feel like every situation that I've been in to where like the point where I know like they heard my daughter, it's where
That's the end of it.
yeah, like that's to me a lot of the situations that I've been in. Like once I feel like they include my daughter in it, it's just a no-go because I just think of like she does her own thing and she's not involved in a lot of the stuff that goes around her. So it's like, why be disrespectful towards a minor? Like you claim you're an adult, so why can't you just
Be an adult.
cordial
Yeah.
with the kid?
I agree. I know a scenario, something like that.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
had
no.
another incident where I should have left a long time ago and I didn't. And it wasn't until that specific person shoved my daughter and
Oh, heck no.
yeah,
Did you hold it in with you? I would have snatched their face.
I
You kept your composure?
I kept my composure. I knew what I
I'm
had.
all like, ugh.
I knew what I had to do, and I knew I had to be smart, and I knew that I had to be smart. I knew that I couldn't jeopardize my life, my career, anything
Mhm.
for that specific person. I wasn't willing to lose everything I was building and everything that I had going for me for that specific person.
Mhm.
But the outcome now, years later, it's like my daughter was able to see, like, by her own, like, this isn't somebody I want around me. This isn't somebody that I'm willing to be around.
Yeah, waste her time with her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
it's I feel like it's different scenarios.
Yeah, like I had a friend tell me one time, she's like that she stopped talking to this one person, right? And she's like, yeah, that one little girl, like she was really cool with this one girl. And they were really close to where the daughter of that girl would call her tia. She'd be like, hey tia, whatever. Well, she got into a disagreement with the mom, right? Her friend. And then they saw each other one day somewhere. And the little girl didn't know what was going on, right? So when she saw her, my friend, she's like, hi tia. And the little girl standing in front of her, hey tia, hi tia. And she's just like, and the little girl realized it and walked away. And then I'm assuming the mom saw. And then from then on, they just stopped talking. And then when she was telling me, I'm like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Like, ella nada que ver. And it really kind of bothered me. But I'm like, cada quien con su pedo, whatever they do on their own. But I thought that was very, I would have been angry. I was like,
Yes, I feel anything towards kids, especially like, us going through the stuff we go to, we tend not to tell our kids a lot of the stuff to like not hurt their feelings or put them in a situation where they shouldn't be.
yeah, make them choose or make them feel like they have to choose, but they're not
Yes.
supposed to. I guess figure it out on their own. And you know what? A lot of people, my mom would always tell me, she goes, las cosas que pasan entre like your tias and me, it's my business. Or with me and your uncles, that's my business. If you see them, you're always supposed to say, hi, how are you? That's it. You don't have to ask, why don't you talk to my mom? And she goes, my mom would always tell me, like, it's none of your business. What goes on, don't ask. If we wanted you to know, we'll tell you. And so, sometimes you go to a situation like, hi, my mom was talking about you 20 minutes ago, but hey.
Yeah, it's
or
awkward.
or a friend or somebody you're like, hey, my mom called you a bitch, but hi.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you've had enough, because I've had enough, and I'll be like, you don't got to say hi to them. I've told my kids that. I'm like, no, you don't have to say hi to that person anymore. I don't care. I'm done with them. So if I'm done, you're done. We're all done.
We're all done together.
And then I have a pep talk with my husband. Don't be no friendly person. I've told you I don't mess with this person. So you shall not say hi to this person. If you do, we will have problems. I need you to understand that. So I would tell him, I was like, don't. And then, but he don't know how to follow directions, because he's not a confrontational person. So he'd be like, hi. And I'd be like,
what did I just tell you?
Didn't we just have a talk? How can the kids listen and you don't listen? And so I just gave him this look the whole night. Just follow him everywhere. I was like, sir. Yes, no. Mm-mm. I think it's harder when it's in a relationship to know when enough is enough. I had a friend too that with her spouse or with her partner, he was never ugly with her, like never called her out her name, never. He was very caring to her, bought her stuff, was like just very caring, and like you would never think. And then would sit down and talk, and she'd be like, oh, I saw him with somebody. Like, I caught him, I looked through his phone, I saw this. I'm like, and my eyes were like, leave him, stop talking to him, you know what I mean? And then she would go back. And I'm like, okay. To me, it would be like, oh man, you're so dumb, you're a dumb bitch. Like, why the fuck are you doing that to yourself? And then again, oh, I caught him talking to somebody else again. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, well, why are you talking to him? In mine, I'm like, why are you talking to him? Stop messing with him. And then it was more like my friend caught her person on Christmas Day. Like, she walked to her room, she said, and it was Christmas Day. She walked through the room and she said something told her to look at the phone. She got the phone, and somebody had already told her months ago, hey, there's this rumor going on. This and this is what they're saying about your man. And she brushed it under, like, no, she brushed it under the rug. And so that day on Christmas Day, she goes and she's like, man, something told me while I was going to the restroom, get his phone. And she's like, it was so loud. She goes, I hadn't been doing that because I didn't want to do that. So I did it. She goes, so she just got the phone, went to the restroom. She said she sat on the toilet and looked through his phone. And on Christmas night, he was like, hey, baby, I love you. When are we going to see each other? I miss you. Because they were on Christmas break from work. And so she reads all that. And when she reads the name of the person, it's the person they had already told her months ago, hey, this is what's going on with this person. This is the rumor going around in the office. But she didn't believe it because he was acting so like caring, loving at home. So she was like, nah, they're lying, they're lying. And then so what she ended up doing, she screenshotted all the stuff, emailed it to herself to save it. And then she called her friend and told her friend what she had found. And she's like, that she went to the room where he was at and she just started punching him in the face. He stood up, she said, and then he's all like, what's going on? What's going on? And he was all like, she's all like, what's going on with you and this person? And then he just looked at her and was like, what? And she's like, what's going on with you and this person? And he was like, nothing. And he's like, why are you looking through my phone? Is what he told her. So then she told him, like, you downgraded, this. She left, went to that girl's house, parked in her driveway. And she said, I just let out a scream because she didn't want to go knock on that person's door and make her feel the way she felt. Went home. And her man was like, it's nothing. He wanted her to open Christmas presents like it was nothing the next day because they had the kids there. So she had to act, let me serve you some drink. Let me serve you your food. Act like nothing while she is dying inside. And act happy life, happy whatever they are. And it was like, she's telling me the story. And I'm like, the fuck are you doing there? Get your kids, get the fuck out. He's a dummy, es pendejo, quiere andar con esta, pues go. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In your mind, you would be like, that's enough. Like, you've already caught him 1 or 2 times. Now you're catching him with somebody else at his job that they told you, and you're still giving him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that would be enough for me. You would think.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But I always tell my kids, I'm never going to tell nobody to ever leave anybody. I'm never going to do that because I feel like you as a person, I think, like I said, everybody enough is different. So then she acts like nothing, right? She comes home, they're on break. She ends up making a number up, texting that girl like if it's him, because now he's afraid to text that girl. And so she's pretending, she's like, you told me that we were going to be together. You told me that your girl's crazy. And then then the girl writes back, oh, you're so dumb. It's been me the whole time, not him messaging you. How idiot are you? And then she's just telling her like they're just going back and forth. So then my friend says that he had to go back to work, right? And he's promising her, I'm going to quit my job. I'm not going to talk to her anymore, this and this and that, right? So then he leaves in the morning to go, she says. And then she looks at him and says, have a good day. I'll see you later. And then he turned around and looked at her and was like, please don't go to my job. Please don't do this. Like, because he knew that now she's mad and now she's going to act out. Because, women, you poke the beast, you're going to wake it. But you don't know what beast you're going to wake up. So he goes to work and she's like, well, I'm going to see you later, right? You're like, will you live here? And he's like, well, yeah. She leaves. And then she's telling me, she's like, I don't know what to do. What should I do? And in my mind, I was like, leave him. Leave him. Why are you putting up with all this stupidness? A couple of days go by and she tells him the same thing that morning. I'll see you later. And he's like, oh. And so she waited for him to leave. She called her friend like at 5 o'clock in the morning. So her man goes to work. Her friend picks her up and she goes to her house and she leaves a note on that lady's door, but nobody answered the door. So she left her phone number. And then she was like, today everybody knows because I'm at home mad and he's going to work. You're matched. Mind you, this woman has her dude. So she full on relationship. They both full on relationship. My friend and then this other couple. So that day she tells my friend, take me to his job. I'm going to go tell her. So they drive her to the job. She walks past the lobby, goes to that lady's office, is standing in front of her desk. That lady turns white and she goes walking up and down the cubicles, up and down. You fucking bitch, you're a cheater, da 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 da. This puro pinche escándalo, right? But she's still with him. And mind you, so after all that happened, she still stayed with her man. 2 or 3 months later, he does leave the job. Then she finds out she's getting text messages at work. Oh, your man is coming over here to the old company. I just think you should know. And like she's telling me, like, they're sending me these messages that he's still seeing her. And then that girl starts screenshotting where he's calling from the new company, not from his cell phone, but from the company phone. And so then something makes her click in her head, like, hey, she calls her friend that used to work there. And her friend's telling her, hey, what are you doing? What are y'all doing? Whatever. She's like, oh, who'd you just get off of the phone with? Oh, I just got off of the phone with my man. But he said that they're working a little late today. No, they weren't working a little late. They had closed that lady had closed the company. So she ended up finding him again at the location, at the old job. So he basically cheated on her like 2, 3, 4 times with the same woman. And where is she right now? Still with him. And in my mind, I would have, in your mind, same woman 3 or 4 or 5 times that you know of, that you caught, and you're still there. When can you tell your friend or that person, bitch, that's enough?
Yeah, I feel like it's not until you go through it that you're like.
But I just think everybody's story is different and everybody puts up with certain things for certain people. Like with friendships, like I said earlier, I didn't even think about family members.
Yeah, like your siblings and, your parents and.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be a rambler. Like me, my brother, he's not alive anymore, but there was a point where I just didn't talk to him anymore because I had enough of him. I didn't want to be an enabler anymore. And I felt that every time he asked me for things or money or whatever, I was contributing to his addiction. So I said no. But my parents were very different. But I understand that because now I'm a mom. So I understand even though your kid is going through something terrible, you're still going to support them whether it's ugly or not. But I do think sometimes parents have to stop it because we're not helping them ever. So that's like another, like, that's like with my brother. Like, I just stopped talking to him for a while. And then I was like, we would talk and it would be all right for a little bit, but then it would be back to the same cycle. Like, give me this. Nah, you're getting income tax. I know it's this month. Nah, yeah, not for you, sir. I was like, yeah, but not for you, sir. Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever told you this. So I went through a lot of rape, a lot of sexual abuse, a lot of mental abuse, a lot of physical abuse. But I never left, and I don't know why. I mean, obviously I left, right? Because I'm in a better situation, but like hearing you talk about like your friend, it's like when was enough, or when. And I remember like I would get locked in a closet in the dark and I wouldn't eat. I lost a lot of weight. I'll get locked like in a room. And I remember like this person my phone would ring and it could be my mom, it could be my dad, it could be my brother, and he'll just get mad because my phone was ringing. And I already knew like they'll put me in a closet and I'll stay there. I can't sit here and tell you like a day, 2 days, like.
Really?
Like now I look at that and I'm just like, I'm so glad like she's not in that.
That you left?
Yeah. Because, I picture myself like where I would have been dead, to be honest with you. Like at the rate it was going, I would have been dead. Like I know that for a fact. But I put myself in that situation where it's like, what in my right mind made me think that was okay? Because now I look at that and it's like I would never want her or even like your girls, like,
Yeah, like if you don't hear from your daughter in a day, heck no, we're looking.
yes,
Like you're not answering my phone. What the hell is going on?
I'm gonna give you a scenario. They would put their knees on my right here,
Mm-hmm.
and like I would just have to basically do whatever they said, or like they'll put their knees here, and I'll just get like hit like left and right, and like I'm really light complected, so like my body would be black, like of the hits. My jaw, I have pictures. My jaw like black, like swollen.
And then what made you? You just had you had enough.
I didn't know how to get away because they had my phone, so I couldn't call my mom. And like the chance that I was able to talk to my mom, like the person was there, so the person would hear.
I was watching, listening to what you said.
Yeah, and if at any moment I had like a slip up, like they would hang up the phone, like
Not me like this.
they would hang up the phone, like they wouldn't let me talk to my mom. And I remember one time for Christmas, they gave me permission to spend an hour with my mom for Christmas. And I have this stupid picture, but that day I did my makeup, I did my hair, I did everything, and I went to my mom's for that hour. And I had to wear like a long sleeve, I had to wear a scarf. I would wear a lot of loose shirts. So all my younger pictures, it's me wearing scarves and me wearing long sleeves. I was never showing like any skin because I was so bruised and so like marked of like bites and like scratches and like hits, like hits.
Oh my God. I remember when you had Facebook. This was already a long time ago. I was nosy and I went to your pictures. I think you had a red shirt. It was long, long, long. This was years ago, years ago. When you had, because I don't think you have Facebook. Um, you had a red shirt, a red long sleeve shirt. You were wearing blue jeans in the picture, and you had like a blue and red scarf. Does that ring a bell? That picture came into my head right now. But that was like you were very young in that one. Very, very young. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. That one I left. I found my little escape, and I remember I took the person's car and I drove to my mom's. And I remember when I went inside of my mom's, I took off like my shirt, and then that was it. Like she's like, "You're not going back." And then I've been home ever. Well, I was at my mom's ever since.
Yeah. Was she like, ¿y por qué no dijiste? And you're like, I tried, but I couldn't.
Yeah. No, up to this day, we haven't talked about it. Like a lot of stuff has happened, and like we don't speak on. Like it's happened, but we don't speak on it.
Is it you don't tell your mom? Like I was telling my girls too. I feel sometimes my mom doesn't want to. She loves very hard, my mom.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like she wants to carry our pain with her. So sometimes I don't tell my mom stuff because I feel like she already has enough. So why am I going to sit here and tell her all my bad things that's been happening to me because I don't want her to carry that with her? Is that how you feel too sometimes? Like you just don't want to tell your mom?
I think we just don't talk about it because she knew I was hurt. She knew I was hurt. Like I'm not saying like I'm their baby, like I would hate even like with your daughters if one of them tells me something like I think he'll break me, and I think my mom knows, but I think like her actually hearing like everything that I went through like maybe that year, like I don't think she'll
Handle it.
yeah, like I'm sure she'll get like a lot of like coraje or like like
Yes.
I don't know, because there's a lot. That's why I carry myself the way I do. Like,
You're very observant.
yes, so
Especially like with your life. Like I tell you all the time, like to me you're very private.
so
Like very private.
I don't know. the time that you try to hug me and I kind of like,
Yes, you're like,
people
no.
don't catch on to like that stuff. Like you can't catch me by surprise because I'll flinch and like, like unfortunately, like I went from one relationship to another with like the same situation to like another with the same situation. So it's like a lot of like violence, a lot of like stuff that
A lot
nobody
of
should go through.
ugliness.
So I don't think I've ever completely like healed to where I feel safe. And probably another thing, I can't sleep through the night. Like ever since like the first time that all that stuff happened, like I can never sleep a whole night. I haven't been able to sleep a whole night in years. So
You need some melatonin or some
mm-mm.
good gummies.
So I can't sleep. Like in the back of my head, I'm like,
So are you like sleep, but you're half awake all the time?
always. I can feel when a body comes into a room. I
Uh-huh.
can sense like any noise. I
Mm-hmm.
hear it. Like any little thing. Like it triggers me. Like I cannot. I can sleep maybe 2 hours and then my body like wakes up. So I sleep a lot throughout the day if I don't have nothing going on. Cause at nighttime, like
You're on high alert.
I'm just like,
Oh, that makes so much sense.
yeah. So I sleep a lot throughout the day, little naps, but I cannot sit here and tell you a time that I've slept like a whole night where I feel relaxed. And that's why I keep myself busy throughout the day and I'm always doing something because I want to tire myself and I want to tire my body so that I am able to sleep
Yeah,
peacefully.
that makes sense. Oh my God. No, I haven't been. Your stories are very wild to me. Your
Yeah.
stories are very wild because like I've seen I've seen firsthand abuse, ugly abuse. And I would always question that person, like, why didn't you leave? Why don't you know what I mean? But it was a lot of my friend would be like, what's because of kids? What's because of this? Well, it's because of that. And I'm just like, estás bien pendeja. But I think, I don't know, it's like sometimes it's like, I know there's good days and there's bad days, but does the bad overweigh the good sometimes? Or does the good overweigh the bad? The good probably overweighs the bad to makes you not want to, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know.
It's like you want to trust the next person because, obviously you tell your story to the next person, hoping that the next person,
Knows the shit you already been through.
yeah, so that they wouldn't do it.
Yes.
And it's like, to me in my head, right, it's maybe like, well, if she put up with,
That bullshit, she'll put up with my bullshit. Right?
yeah, so it's been like a never ending cycle. And I think like now,
Until now.
I think, yeah,
A lot of things I think happen to is because we see what our parents did.
no, I think,
Like, do we keep the cycle going? Because I try to stop it. Like, a lot of stuff that I saw my parents do, I did not agree with it. And, my parents are successful. They're very good at their job or whatever. I think every parent has a ups and downs or whatever. But, like, I saw stuff that my dad did to my mom, I didn't agree with. I saw stuff that my mom did to my dad that I didn't agree with. But my dad was always a little uglier to my mom. And that's what bothered me the most. And then when I got older, I started seeing stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, we're not doing that, sir. Not today. So I would make sure to put my foot down on certain things that would happen to me with my spouse. And
I feel like a lot of people stay with the partner because they do see the potential that the person has or could have where, because honestly that's why I stayed in situations where I should have left like way before. I just saw like the potential that
that
the
person
person,
had.
yeah, had or has or could have or,
And you still give that person the benefit of the doubt.
yeah,
So many benefits of the doubt.
yeah. So it's just, like basically like that. It's like I didn't want to leave when I knew like eventually like this person is gonna be great. Eventually like this person's gonna get their shit together. Or
Whatever it
yeah.
was. No, yeah. Because I'm like, is it a cycle that we go through that us as women, we see our mom? Because I feel like our moms are very strong. I think moms are very strong.
Yeah.
And I think moms are what keep the house together, everything in order. So then it's like I saw my mom go through so much, and she probably had enough of it, but she never showed it. But maybe inside she was just dying slowly, and I didn't see
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? I do feel like that too. Sometimes I'm like, maybe we see our mothers or the woman in our life so strong, and we're just like, well, she could do it. Why can't we?
You see, now that my mom's older, now we do stuff together, and it's just me and her. And like now, our drives to places, I guess we just like driving a long time, but a lot of the places we go to, they're far. And now she'll sit there and she'll talk about whatever she wants to talk about, and she'll cry. Like, and to me, it's like I'm helping her from her stuff from when she was younger.
Trying to heal her wound.
Now, yeah,
Yeah. No, I
yeah,
agree. Sometimes I over talk to the girls and I tell them, well, this and this is what happened to me. And like my spouse always tells me, I tell my kids too much. He's like, you just tell them too much. I'm like, but if I'm not going to tell them, who's going to tell them?
yeah,
I guess I want them to be strong and to know their worth and to know when enough is enough. To know that you don't have to put up with everything. It's going to be hard, but as soon as I guess now it's more like, what do they call it now? Red flags.
yeah,
So I guess now is as soon as you see a red flag, think about it. Is it, and if you see two red flags, yeah, you don't want to get to that third one because you don't know how that's going to come out. So I feel like I tell them so much because I've seen what my mom went through. I've seen what my friends go through, what I've been through, you know, in general life, relationships, friendships, whatever. And I'm just like, I always try to talk to them like, be smart. Think about what you say. Think about who's around you. Like, I guess it's more like I don't want them to go through the pain that I've been through or that I've
yeah,
seen. So I'm like, you have to know. And we're talking about it too. Like, when is your enough? And as a matter of fact, I was talking with my niece and my other daughter, and I was all like, my enough is different than your enough.
yeah,
And like my niece, I asked her, she liked this guy a lot. There was something. And then as soon as he did something, the first time she found out, done. And she was done with him. She didn't nothing no more. Didn't go back to it. And then my other daughter, her person was more like a one. They both were trying to keep tabs on each other, but they were both ugly to each other. So it'd be like, we're not together. Don't come. Don't do this. And they did it for so long, like, don't call me. Da 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 da. Until finally we had to put our foot down as parents and be like, you're not gonna talk to him right now, and he's not gonna talk to you. We had to be the ones in the middle to say, we've had enough for both of y'all.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then my enough, I was telling the girls too. I was like, well, this and this and this and this went through my life, with my relationship, with my friends. But some of them I dropped and some of them are still here. Some of them I had enough and some of them and now we're telling each other, like, I guess enough is different for
yeah,
everybody. Every scenario is different. Every situation is different to know if it's enough. Because some people could go on forever, forever, ever, ever, and never realize it's enough. But like I always say, your enough is different than my enough, than the Becky and the Sally next to us. When do you know enough is enough, Alexis? Or in general? When you realize you stop putting you first? When you keep trying and see no outcome? When you get tired of explaining everything? Okay, I'm sorry, my how I would say it.
it's okay.
When you get tired of explaining everything, when you remove yourself from people you love, when you start to question if it would be easier to be dead than alive, when you start to compare yourself to another person. Oh, heck no. When you don't know if you are doing anything right anymore, when you second guess doing the stuff you love, when you start to change to please the other person, when the person starts to feel comfortable disrespecting you. Heck no.
I have I have videos and I have pictures and I have everything. I don't know why I have it. I
Do
haven't
you ever
seen
look
it.
through them?
No, I haven't seen them or anything like that. But now, like I think just because it happens so many times with different people, I cannot watch movies of girls getting beat on. I cannot watch
It's like triggering, I
anything
guess.
like that. Yeah.
Like true crime stuff, you don't even watch that stuff either.
No, like Nat tried to have me watch fucking what happens to the girls or something, some show on Netflix where
Like the Gone Girls?
my crazy ex-boyfriend, or where the boyfriends go inside the house and stuff like that. And I cannot watch stuff like that. Fuck
Mm-mm.
no.
That's crazy. No, I've never
Or
experienced nothing like that with anybody. Not even with my spouse. Never. We were just. I've always been the poop mouth, the ugly mouth. Like I can kill with words when I'm angry.
I would rather now, right? Honestly, I'm not great. I feel like they mold me and shape me to be the person I am and to care. I feel like I carry myself very well despite everything that has happened. But I think I would have rather wanted verbal
Yeah,
than
we
physical.
said that at the same time. Verbal. At the
Yes.
same time, I agree.
I feel like I would have rather received more verbal than physical, because el chingadazo comes and goes, right? But I feel like words would have stuck with me a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I wish a lot of this, not I wish, right? But if it could have been different, I think I would have chosen more of like a verbal impact than a physical impact.
Yeah. No,
'Cause, you know.
I'm terrible when I'm mad. My words, I'm terrible, especially with my partner, my spouse. I am very ugly when it comes to words. I be low blowing if I can. Not if I can, I will. And he just brushes it off like you're crazy. Shut up. But he don't tell me, but I can see it in his eye. But I know it hurt. You know what? Words hurt. It doesn't matter. There's some words are very sharp, sharper than a knife. And so I try to check myself. That's why when I talk to the girls, I do this all the time. I always ask her, like if I'm gonna talk to Asia, I'll be like, Alexis, come to the room with me. And then I'll do the same thing with Allison. Alexis, come to the room. It's not because I don't want the girls to change what I'm saying to them or like be like a witness. I just feel that I don't know how to talk sometimes, and Alexis and I hate to put her in the middle because if I tell my husband to go, he don't say nothing. He don't like stop the situation or tell us to be quiet. At least she'll be like, hold on. Like let this one finish talking, da da da. And then she'll be like, didn't I tell you to do that? That's all she's asking for. Like so anytime I have a deep conversation with either one, I always have her there. Because I need somebody to relieve it, like to calm it down and to be like kind of like the middle person to make us both understand like I'm not trying to mess with you because I really am not. I want you to be great, but my words come out too ugly sometimes with my girls that I need to be checked. But Domingo doesn't know how to check me.
I think that's my mom's problem. My mom, when she gets mad, she'll throw all types of stuff that shouldn't be thrown. And then I feel like later on, she'll process what she says. And then she's like, oh shit, I fucked up. But she won't apologize for it. But I don't think she understands that the words are more hurtful than
Physical.
yes. And I'm like, mom, just fucking hit me. Like, stop telling me all this crazy shit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like you're like my mom. I think y'all talk without thinking
Think too much.
but y'all don't want to say hurtful stuff, but it just comes out in the heat of the moment.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why with the girls, I always try to tread lightly what I say. And I literally know what tone to use per child because one, if I do it a little higher, is blocked. She just gives me attitude back. And then the other one, if I try to be kind of direct, if I talk too low, she won't understand me. I have to talk more firm so she knows I'm about that life. She needs to be reminded.
Yeah.
So like with each of them, and then sometimes I just have to have somebody else there so it won't be like, I'm not here to pick at you because I don't even want to be in your room, first of all. That's why you have your own room and I have my own room. But now I have to be here because now I feel disrespected and I need you to know. But I just need somebody sometimes, my voice, my words. I don't know how to use my words, especially when I'm mad.
All right, don't talk to you when you're mad.
All right, guys. This is our topic of the day. When do you know enough is enough? Let us know in the comments. When was your enough? Because like I said, everybody's enough is different. And thank you for watching all the other episodes. Catch up if you haven't catched up. If you just happen to swipe and see this episode and you really want to get to know us because you see my little teaser of me crying like a baby, watch it and find out what it was. But yes, thank you for joining us. This is episode 10.
Yes.
We made it to 10. But thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget there's other ones. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on, what is it, TikTok and Instagram.
Not Snapchat.
Not Snapchat. I don't even mess with that thing anymore.
Thank you guys for watching. What?
Descansito, tecito.
This is, no, wait. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
This is Cafecito and Tecito.
Your favorite duo, right?
Yeah.
Ding.
Yeah.
Yes. Y'all know the outro if you watched it enough.
Yes.
We never get it right.